Moving into the old Lowell Avenue complex was supposed to be my fresh start. Affordable, quiet, and the landlord, Mr. Henderson, seemed nice enough. He just had one odd request when I signed the lease for apartment 3. He pointed to the door across the hall. Apartment 4. "They're private," he said, his voice dropping. "Best to just let them be. Don't try to be neighborly." I thought nothing of it. Recluses exist. My first week was perfectly normal. Then the noises started. They'd begin every night at 2:17 a.m. Not loud noises, precise ones. First, 3 slow, deliberate knocks on our shared wall. Knock, knock, a pause. Then the sound of something heavy being slid across their floor. Then silence for exactly an hour. At 3:17 a.m., it would repeat. 3 knocks. A drag, silence. It was eerie, but it was their life. I wore earplugs. Then, one Tuesday, I was unlocking my door after a late shift. As I turned the key, the door to apartment 4 clicked open. Just an inch. No light came from inside, just a deep, warm smell like wet soil and old cinnamon. A single pale eye peered out from the crack. It didn't blink. I froze, a primal fear locking my joints. The door then slowly, silently closed again. I rushed inside and deadbolted my door. I told Mr. Henderson the next day. He went pale. "You didn't speak to them, did you?" He asked, almost pleading. I said no. He just nodded, looking tired. "They've been here longer than me. The lease, it's permanent. Just ignore them. They're just establishing the rhythm." The rhythm. The phrase stuck with me. The next night, the knocks came at 2:17. I lay there, listening. The drag sounded closer to my wall. I had a horrible thought. What if they weren't moving furniture? What if they were moving something else? I got up, my heart pounding, and did something stupid. I pressed my ear against the cold wall. The knocking stopped. From through the plaster, I heard a voice. It was a dry, whispering chorus, like several people speaking in perfect hushed unison. They said, "You're listening." I jerked back from the wall as if burned. A dragging sound that followed was fast, frantic, and stopped right on the other side of where my head had been. I didn't sleep. At first light, I went to see Mr. Henderson, demanding to know who or what was in that apartment. He sat me down his cluttered office. "They're tenants," he insisted, avoiding my eyes. "They pay on time, in cash, left in an envelope. Their lease has specific terms. They get quiet. They get privacy. And they get to establish the rhythm of the hall." "What does that mean?" I asked, my voice shaking. He looked at me, truly scared for the first time. "It means they decide when things are quiet and when things are heard. You listening disrupted it. Now you're part of the pattern." That night, the knocks didn't come at 2:17. The entire building was silent. The silence was worse. At 4 a.m., a new sound started. A slow, soft scratching at my front door. Not like an animal, like fingernails. I spent the night curled in my bathtub, miles from any door. I broke my lease and moved out a week later. I lost my deposit, but I didn't care. On my final day, as I carried the last box to my car, I saw Mr. Henderson nailing a new "For Rent" sign to the complex lawn. I asked him who would take my old apartment. He wouldn't meet my gaze. Already got someone. Nice young couple. He then added, almost to himself, "I'll have to remind them." About being quiet, about the rhythm. I drove away and never looked back. But last month, I ran into an old coworker who still lives in that neighborhood. We got coffee. I asked offhand if the Lowell Avenue complex was still there. "Oh yeah," she said. "Weird story though. The landlord, Henderson, he vanished. Just gone. Police found his office empty. And get this, they found all the master keys for the apartments, except one. They never found the key for apartment 4. I put my coffee down, my hand steady. What about the tenants in my old unit? A young couple? She frowned. No one's lived there since you left. It's boarded up. But the weirdest part, according to the guy who bought the place, is that every night at exactly 2:17 a.m., the security camera in the hallway picks up the same thing. 3 faint knocks on the door to apartment 3. Then the sound of something being dragged down the hall toward the stairs that lead to the landlord's old office. Every single night. The new owner says he's going to have to include it in the next rental listing. He calls it a persistent audio anomaly. He thinks it's bad plumbing. I didn't tell her what I knew. The rhythm wasn't established for the tenants. It was established for the landlord. And when I left, I broke the pattern. Now, it seems they needed a new landlord, and they'd gone to collect him. I often wonder if Mr. Henderson, wherever he is, finally understands all the clauses in that permanent lease. And I wonder who they'll come for next to reestablish the quiet.